All right, grade 12, welcome back. Let's look at the calculations, financial calculations concerning the payslip. Mrs. Tully stays in Pretoria and works at a construction company. Her husband is retired and owns a holiday cottages, which he bought with his retirement annuities. Study the information given and help Mr. and Mrs. Tully to answer the following questions. Question number one is what we are looking at, and we're looking at question 1.1, which says briefly explain the meaning between an employee and an employer. Now, an employee, we shall say, an employee is the worker, and the employer is the owner of the business. The owner of the business. In other words, he hires. So someone would have said an employee works for an employer, and an employer hires an employee. So one is below the other. An employee is the person who looks for a job and he gets the job. Who gives the job is an employer. All right. Then they're asking, who is Mrs. Tully's employer? Now, from the pay slip, we take this information here. This is the information of the employer, but this is, in this case, it's the construction company. So here we shall say Geo Constructions by the way. Okay. Look at the next question. The next question is here. What does the abbreviation UIF stand for? UIF, the U stands for unemployment. Unemployment. The I stands for insurance. And the F stands for fund. So UIF stands for Unemployment Insurance Fund. All right. We go ahead and ask, okay, we go ahead, they ask us what's determine the term grocery. When we look at the grocery, we shall say this is the salary obtained, salary got. We are interested in before deductions. Before deductions. Actually, this is the total salary. Don't forget that. So total salary got before what? Deduction. That is gross salary. All right, let's look at the other question that came around this pay slip. Mrs. Okay, we go here and it says, calculate the UIF, the missing value A that will reflect on Mrs. Tully's salary slip. Now remember UIF is charged at 1%. Together, 1%. So we shall look for 1% of the basic salary. So we shall say 1 over 100 times 12,790. So 1% of 12,790 becomes 100 27 rands, 90 cents. This is the 1%. Please, they have not asked for the total. They've not asked for the total UIF. They're asking for the missing UIF, and it's on a payslip. This is a payslip together. So if it's on a payslip, you use 1%, and they asked for total, then this one would be 2. We would have used 2 if they asked for total. All right, let's go to the second question, which says, during COVID-19, Mrs. Tuli's salary was reduced by 40%. Help her to verify her new salary, or what her new salary should be. Now, since the salary has reduced by 40%, we would say, first and foremost, we'll get 40% of the basic salary, which is that much. When you get 40% of the basic salary, you'll get 5,116. This is the money that's going to be reduced. So what is the new salary? So we get the original amount of money. It will reduce by 5,000. And the answer becomes 7,674. So this is the new basic what? Salary, because it reduced. All right. This could have also been answered in a different way. Let me show you the different way. Now, the salary was reduced. So reducing simply meaning of 100, the salary was at 100%. It's going to be reduced by 40%. So what's remaining? 60%. And this is what we are looking for. So we shall say 60 over 100 times 12,790. And then we shall get the final answer as 7,674 rands. And this is the new third. Why am I subtracting? Because the money reduced. Why do I get the 100? Originally, before it reduction, the price here, this price here, it's at 100%. But if it's going to be reduced by 40%, that means I'm going to remain with 60%. I'm remaining with 60% of 60% of the basic salary. So this is how we do it. You will still get the same marks as someone who used the first formula. All right. We look at question number 1.7. 1.7. We look at this and say, Mrs. Tuli's sister sends her 400 pounds sterling. First one said 400 pounds sterling. How much would this be in rands if the exchange rate is 1 rand is equivalent to 0.0. So the first thing you're going to do, if 1 rand is equivalent to 0.04 pounds sterling, how much will 400 produce? How much will the 400 pounds sterling produce in rands? We don't know. All you do, cross multiply. So this number here multiplies with this. You have 0.46H, which equals to 400. So divided by 0.046 divided by 0.046. This goes with that. My H will equal to 8,695 rands, 65 cents. That is my calculation. This is exchange rate. Exchange rate.